Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and this is the Wrestling Wrap-Up, a handful of news brought to you in one easy-to-watch video. But today, we're not really talking much news. Now, we do have a couple of news stories, a few things that came out ahead of All In this weekend for AEW, but really, this show is going to be talking about Bray Wyatt, real name Wyndham Rotunda. We'll get into all of that here in a moment. Wyndham Rotunda, as you know, did pass away yesterday at the age of 36. And it's just super unfortunate, but go through the rigmarole really fast. I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Also, remember, you can head over to YouTube, hit that join button, and become a channel member. Finally, head over to the Epic Games Store or one of the Epic Games and use this code at checkout, PW Unlimited. Go watch Fortnite or go play Fortnite, get into the new season, but also get Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. And when you do, use this code. So go get bucks and stuff for the Battle Pass for Season 4 and get Becky and Bianca, and you'll be cracking it up using this code, supporting us at no extra cost. So, that's all out of the way. Just have to say it, get it going. But yesterday, so I'll just tell you how it goes for me. Yesterday, pick up my daughter from school. We're driving home. We stop at Jamba Juice. She wanted a smoothie. I said, sure, why not? We didn't have to pick up her brother. We had football practice, just the two of us. Sure, we can go splurge on some smoothies. And so we do it. We go back to her mom's house because we also have her brother, my son's back to school night the same night. So I'm like, I'm not driving all the way back to my house. We'll stay on this side of town. We'll hang out. We'll play some video games and whatnot. And I'm sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I get a text, check Twitter. I'm like, what? Check Twitter for what? And so the same person, I checked their DMs on Twitter to get a thing. It's a tweet from Triple H from 3 minutes prior. And I'm going to pull up that tweet on the screen and read it here live as well. Let's flip that over. The tweet that is sent out by Triple H states the following. Just received a call from WWE Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda, who informed us of the tragic news that our WWE family member for life, Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt, unexpectedly passed away earlier today. Our thoughts are with his family, as we ask that everyone respects their privacy at this time. And so I read that and I'm just like, huh? Not knowing what to think in the moment. Not knowing what, is going on. Is this real? Of course it's real. I'm getting messages left and right. Did Triple H get hacked? Is this fake? Is this real? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, this is real. It's coming from the Triple H account. I send a couple messages and I get back, yes, it's real. So the news is out there. And within the next 30 minutes, I start getting a few text messages from friends who know nothing about wrestling other than Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and John Cena used to be in WWE. That's literally all they know about wrestling. Couldn't tell you who Braun Strowman was. Couldn't tell you who Randy Orton was. Couldn't tell you who any wrestler currently or really of any era is. But I get text, who's this Wyndham guy that died? Who's this Rotunda guy that passed away? Hey, what's this all over, my news feed? A wrestler died? Only 36? I get it from 3 different friends that know nothing about wrestling. Less than 30 minutes after the Triple H tweet goes. And I'm like, oh, this is huge. Like, we knew this was a big deal. Bray Wyatt passed away. Wyndham Rotunda, only 36 years old. And I'm just like, yeah, a very, very, very popular pro wrestler has passed away. And at the moment, we didn't know any details. And so we're sitting and we're waiting, and it's just like, what's going on? How did this happen? We know that he had been dealing with a, what's the word I'm looking for? Very serious illness that at one point was considered career and life-threatening. And so it's like, oh, okay, this is bigger than we knew, of course. And it was weird because Fightful had a report, I think like a week to 2 weeks ago, that, what's the word I'm looking for? Stated that many in WWE thought that Bray was getting better, thought that Bray was actually progressing towards returning as early as next month, as early as September. And unfortunately, he passed away before any of that could happen. And it's still like, okay, what's going on? What happened? And I'm trying to pull up the tweet from Sean Ross Sapp because he was the one that was able to put out the news on exactly what happened and how he passed. Here it is. I want to read this verbatim from Sean Ross Sapp so I don't get any of it wrong. Sean Ross Sapp yesterday. So this news breaks at about 3:30 Eastern or Pacific time. Sean Ross Sapp then tweets this out at a little after 5 Pacific time. I was given permission to reveal that earlier this year, Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt, got COVID that exacerbated a heart issue. There was a lot of positive progress towards a return and his recovery. Unfortunately, today, he suffered a heart attack and passed away. Now, not to make this about myself or anything, but I've never cried or really even got super emotional when a wrestler dies. A lot of the wrestlers recently that have passed away are all wrestlers from before I started watching wrestling and only know them from, I've gone back and watched all their work and done this and that. Yeah, the Jay Briscoe one was pretty hard, but again, I followed the Briscoes, but never was like a huge, oh my God, the Briscoes mean a lot to me wrestling fan. Luke Harper, Brody Lee, that one hit me a little bit because that one was just like, wow. This guy is like one of the top guys in AEW. He's rocking, he's rolling, he's going, and then this just happens. But Bray's hit me different in a way that I didn't expect when I read that tweet from Sean, because that's how my dad died less than a year ago. Back in 2020, late 2020, my dad got COVID. And ever since that, he got over it pretty quickly, had it for like a couple of weeks, but always had some lingering symptoms, and the doctor kept saying, it's long COVID. It's long COVID. Then in, I want to say, November of last year, early November, he got COVID again. He had it for about a week and a half, maybe, and then he got over it. And my dad also, since having the first COVID, was having some other issues as well. Like he had back issues, but that wasn't related to the COVID. He had heart stuff because of the COVID. And the week before he passed, he was feeling really good. He was feeling a lot better. Like the day my dad passed, his boss had told my mom that that day seemed like the best he had looked and felt and just was acting in months. And my dad ultimately, on November 30th, 2022, passed away of a heart attack as he and my mom were getting ready to go to bed. And then we find out that he had a heart attack that could have been COVID related, that COVID could have caused the heart attack, lingering symptoms from the COVID. And so when I read this about Bray Wyatt, that he got COVID, led to heart issues, that led to a heart attack, that led to his passing, I'm like, wow, it's even closer than I ever could have expected, because it's basically the same way my father died less than a year ago. So that's why this has hit me differently than any other wrestler death in the past. Like, not to not mention it, but rest in peace, Terry Funk. Terry Funk, 79 years old, passed away this week as well. But that one didn't hit me that hard. That one was like, oh, wow, one of the best to ever do it. Gone. Holy crap. But the Bray one, because of the nature of the passing, is so close to me. That one, I don't know if I cried, but I teared up pretty well. Teared up pretty good. To the point where we were at my son's back to school night, and my ex looked at me, she goes, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'll be fine. But not to make it about me or anything, but that's just, yeah. And so Ever since then, you can just scroll Twitter and see all of the outpouring love that this man had, that Wyndham Rotunda, or as many have referenced him as Hoot, had. That he was just such a great guy, that he was a family man, that he would help anybody. He would do so much for different people within wrestling, and he loved his fans. And I want to read a bunch of these reactions and people remembering Wyndham Rotunda. So let's pull this up on the screen. Let me see if this is going to work properly the way I want to do it. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. So, first one we're going to read here, Braun Strowman, Adam Scherr, member of the Wyatt family, came late in the Wyatt family, wasn't long in the Wyatt family, but during their short time together in the Wyatt family, grew a tremendous bond. Adam Scherr, Braun Strowman tweeted out, but they don't even know how or where to start. This is just what I can muster up right now. 8 years ago today, I joined you as your black sheep. If I knew only an 8 short years later, I would have to say goodbye, I sure as hell wouldn't have taken so much for granted. You were my best friend, my mentor, my big little brother, my brother of destruction. You were there for all of my highs and my lows, as I was for yours. You taught me so many things in the business that we shared and loved, and you taught me so much in life. You truly made me a better person. I was always so honored the day I found out you were having Nash boy, and you asked me to be his godfather. Wyndham, you were one of a kind, with a great mind and even better soul. The world lost such an amazing man. My heart is with the Rotunda family, JoJo, and all the babies. Know I love you all so much. I'll see you down the road, my friend. Slap Brody on the ass for me when you see him. I know this isn't bye forever. I love you, Hoot. John Cena would then send out a tweet stating, quote, devastated by the news of the passing of Wyndham Rotunda, my heart goes out to the entire Rotunda family. Wyndham brought the best out of me in so many ways. I'm forever grateful for the moments we shared. A sad day for all those he reached around the world. Rest in peace. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson tweeted, I'm heartbroken over the news of Bray Wyatt's passing. Always had tremendous respect and love for him and the Rotunda family. Loved his presence, promos, in-ring work, and connection with the WWE Universe. Very unique, cool, and rare character, which is hard to create in our crazy world of pro wrestling. Still processing losing the GOAT Terry Funk yesterday, and now Bray today. My love, light, strength, and mana to the Rotunda family and Funk family during this tough, heartbreaking time. As always, thank you for the house. Ohana. We got Ric Flair over here tweeting out, when your great friend and someone your son's age dies within 2 days, it really makes me reflect and think about life. Don't take any second for granted. Rest in peace, Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. McFoley tweeted, R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. This is awful news. Just terribly sad for his family, friends, and fans. I thought so highly of Bray Wyatt and was so flattered when he started using the mandible claw for his finisher. He was a true visionary. One of the most compelling presences that wrestling has ever seen. R.I.P. Bray. Cody Rhodes tweeted, power and endless love to your family. Rest, cowboy. Alexa Bliss would tweet out, I'm just in shock. Extremely heartbroken, at a loss for words. What I can say is what an amazing human being Wyndham was. An amazing and kind friend. One of the most creative minds to ever walk this earth. Wyndham, you've brought so much joy and happiness to everyone around you. It's going to take me some time to really process this. Sending my love to the Rotunda family, JoJo, and their babies. We love you, Wyndham. Got Damian Priest out here saying, horrible. Lost a good soul today. Hashtag RIP Bray Wyatt, or Bray. Natalia, so First, let's read TJ's tweet. TJ tweeted, RIP Bray. You will be very missed, my friend. You always brought the locker room many, many laughs. I'm grateful for so many special moments we shared at my ring this past year. I can't believe this. The world only saw a glimpse of your creativity. The loss is immeasurable. Natalia would then tweet, my heart breaks for Wyndham and his family. You were always so nice to us, Wyndham. Ever since we were kids, going trick-or-treating together, following our dad's footsteps. You were always relatable, kind, and humble. We will always be so grateful for your presence in our lives. Yeah, those are two that they kind of, in a way, grew up together at times. They were around each other as kids and stuff because their fathers worked together. Dijak tweeted, Bray Wyatt was such a loving man to be around. He loved his family so much. I'm so sorry. We got Ivar tweeting out, this has totally gutted me. He welcomed us to the main roster with open arms and was so kind to us. I just don't know what to say. Sonia Deville tweeted, I'm at a loss for words. I'm grateful to have witnessed his greatness and been around his sweet spirits. Always so nice and kind and willing to help. My prayers to all his family. Big E tweeted, and Big E was someone that was close to him, like really big. Man, the first dude that took me under his wing when I got signed in 2009. We spent so much of our adult lives together, praying for JoJo, praying for his kids. I will miss your laugh and your boyish charm, my friend. Goodbye, Wyndham. Titus O'Neil would tweet, heartbroken is an understatement to my feelings at the moment about this news. Wyndham was the consummate professional, the ultimate teammate, and a wonderful father, husband, brother, friend, and son. Always brought smiles. Me and my family send our condolences and support. Kane would tweet, tragic news. Wyndham was an exceptional talent in the ring. His creation, Bray Wyatt, is an iconic character. Backstage, Wyndham was a lot of fun to be around. One of those people who never had a bad day. What a loss, both professionally and personally. Sami Zayn, I have a hard time accepting death. Denial is strong. I'm just shocked, and I really can't believe it. R.I.P. Wyndham Rotunda. I'm grateful to have shared good times with you. Fred Rosser tweeted out, no man ever hugged me as tight as Wyndham did whenever we saw each other. I am completely devastated, heartbroken, R.I.P. Wyndham. Matt Hardy would tweet, absolutely shattered to learn that my friend Wyndham Rotunda has passed away. It's devastating to think he left us at only 36 years young. My condolences go out to his family, wife, and children. I'm so sorry, my compeer. Miss you already. John Waltman would tweet, sending every bit of love I have in me to the Rotunda family. I know way too many people who have lost a child. I can only imagine the pain. I remember Wyndham and his brother coming to shows with their dad when they were kids. Absolutely devastating news. Justin Rhodes would tweet, there's no fucking words. I love you, Bray. I was like an uncle to them boys. I hate fucking death. Jake the Snake Roberts would tweet out, Bray is one of the most talented young wrestlers to ever come down the line. My heart goes out to his family. Rest in peace. Oh yeah, Keith Lee tweeting, the toughest part of this industry is when you bond with people, and then that bond is severed unexpectedly. R.I.P., brother. I was rooting for you just like you did for me. I already missed you, but this is painful. Safe journey, my man. Trinity would tweet out, can't stop the tears, sending my love and prayers to the entire Rotunda family. Soraya would tweet, I can't believe I'm typing this, but R.I.P. Wyndham. I knew you day one of moving to America. You were the biggest sweetheart and were loved by everyone who met you. I'm in shock. Sending all my love to the Rotunda family. AEW even sent out a statement saying, in memory of Wyndham Rotunda, AEW joins the entire wrestling world in mourning the loss of Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, a third-generation wrestler. Wyndham proudly carried on his father's legacy by forging his own incredible path to stardom. Wyndham's unique style and persona showcased his passion for the industry and desire for innovation. AEW sends its deepest condolences to Wyndham's family, friends, and fans. We are forever grateful for all the incredible contributions to the industry. We then got Amanda Huber, who's someone that was just tremendously close with Bray and his family and stuff, says, I have no words. devastated. And I just wanted to show some of the pictures. She shared some Wyatt family photos and whatnot. We got in the first one, Rowan, Bray, Harper, Brody, and then Braun. Brody and Bray. And another picture of Bray wearing a Brody shirt. Yeah. Becky Lynch sent out this Instagram post stating, Wyndham was a special cat. One of those people you always looked forward to talking to. He was funny, interesting, passionate, thoughtful, and most importantly, he was kind. He had time for people. He looked out for people. He helped people. He cared. My heart goes out to his family that he loved so much and everyone who knew him. To know him was to love him. I miss him a lot. Rest in peace, Hoot. I think that's the last one I have pulled up, but just so much love being sent to Bray Wyatt in this tragic time. Oh, here we go. I do have more. It just didn't want to load. We have this one from The Miz. The Miz stated, the world lost a good one today. Bray Wyatt's storytelling ability, along with his unique creativity in the ring, was a force that kept your eyes glued to the television screen. Wyndham Rotunda's fun-loving, free spirit paired with his infectious laugh is what I truly miss the most. My thoughts and prayers go out to the Rotunda family. Rest well, my friend. Diamond Dallas Page would tweet out, I just heard Bray Wyatt has left this earth. Breaks my heart. An amazing human in and out of the ring. My time with him was so memorable. My deepest sympathies to his family and friends. We lost another great one. God bless you, Wyndham. You will be sorely missed. R.I.P. brother, DDP. Ron Killings would tweet out, I am saddened by the news. My condolences to the family of Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. R.I.P. I'm going to miss you, my friend. Byron Saxton would tweet out, the world witnessed a man with bountiful creative brilliance. I saw a kind man who always had time to spread the gift of laughter. I miss calling you Husky Rusky. And I'll miss hearing that greeting of Sax the Max. Our industry was better because we had you in it. A couple pictures here. Bray Wyatt photos. And then even this Duke Rotunda photo. That's a big callback. Jake the Snake, we read that one already. Taz sent out a tweet. Very sorry to hear of Bray Wyatt's passing. It's very sad. Unfortunately, I never got to know this man, but watching him perform, you can instantly tell he was extremely talented and creative. And more importantly, hearing how great of a person he was. My condolences to his family. Todd Grisham, I'm not going to play the clip because it's an ESPN clip and we might get claimed for it, but Todd Grisham stated, an interview clip I did at ESPN with Bray Wyatt. Always managed to stay in character and yet show off his sense of humor. Was always a classy guy with a big heart and a great smile. Rest in peace. This one, tough one. His brother, Bo, Uncle Howdy, rest well. We read the TJ one already, and the last one we do have pulled up, Adam Pearce. We have this photo of Adam Pearce on the set of Firefly Funhouse where he stated, always a huge hug, always a smile, always a laugh, always a good memory. My heart bleeds for the entire Rotunda family. I love you, baby boy. Rest well, my friend. So, yeah. Just so much love being sent out to Wyndham Rotunda. And a lot of people in the chat, too, talking about him as well. Just, yeah, I don't really know what more to say here on this. As far as tonight's SmackDown does go, I was told late last night, everything planned for SmackDown, throw it out the window. We don't know what we're, not we, because I didn't talk to anyone in WWE, but I talked to somebody close to people in WWE, and they were just like, yeah, they're basically telling me everything's up in the air as far as tonight's SmackDown does go. And WWE's website, which is interesting, does have things listed for SmackDown. And they've actually changed some things since this morning. So they have the women's title match and the Rey Mysterio Grayson Waller match. Now, they did have the Jimmy Uso segment listed on their website, but in the last hour, they have pulled the Jimmy Uso segment from their website. So that's an interesting one. But as of right now, it looks like tonight's SmackDown is going to be a tribute show, most likely, for the most part. According to Mike Johnson of PWU Insider, they're flying in both Braun Strowman and Cody Rhodes. Not sure if either are going to be on the show, but they're going to be at the show. I've heard of some other possible names, even out of WWE, that may be there in the building. I think they're in Louisville, Kentucky tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So, going to be a hard night for a lot of people. And I was also told, of course, not mandatory to show up tonight. As we move forward, we do have a little bit of AEW news. Just a little bit of AEW news to talk about as far as All In does go this weekend. This weekend is the AEW All In event from Wembley Stadium, and we have learned that the Stadium Stampede match, well, is not what it originally was supposed to be. One match that was really affected, this was one match that was really affected by injury. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer did state that originally Stadium Stampede was supposed to be a three-way match. A three-way match that would have seen the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta taking on Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. So Trent, Chuck, and Orange Cassidy, and the Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, and Phoenix. Well, Pat can't be there because he's injured. He could be there, but he's not going to be working because he's injured. And Phoenix can't go. He's trying to get residency in the United States. So that's why the match was changed to the now 5-on-5 that we know of that's happening. So that's one thing that was heavily changed from the original plans. And then we have a little other update. This is from Fightful. How one former WWE and WCW wrestler was supposed to work the show. And they were supposed to work a 6-man tag, but that had to get scrapped as well. Fightful does write the following. Captain Insano shows no mercy. In late 2022, Paul White finally made his return as Captain Insano, a character from the 1998 Adam Sandler movie, The Waterboy, which is my all-time favorite movie. Like, I love The Waterboy. When that came on after NXT this week, I was like, oh, yep, I'm just going to sit here and watch this movie. Like, I don't know every line in this movie. Anyways. This was made possible as in March 2021, All Elite Wrestling filed a trademark of Captain Insano, allowing them the rights to use the name. However, that may not be the last we've seen of Captain Insano. Fightful has been told that there have been Captain Insano gear that has been made for a possible use of the character, though we haven't heard many details beyond that. White hasn't wrestled since March 2022. White has said recently that it's a possibility for him to be at All In. Beyond that, we heard that a match was actually discussed for the All In show. Captain Insano and the Hardys taking on Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. However, Jeff Hardy can't get into the UK. And we've heard Satnam Singh may have had complications as well. So yeah, there was a plan to have Captain Insano team up with the Hardys to take on Jarrett, Lethal, and Satnam, but because two of those guys possibly couldn't get into the country, the match never really came to fruition. So, yeah, that's an interesting one at that. With that, guys, that is all we've got here for today. We're going to wrap up the wrestling wrap-up. Remember, I do want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, we will be live following tonight's Friday Night Smackdown, which we're still not sure exactly what tonight's Smackdown is going to be. I do know Rob Fee, who works for WWE, who is WWE's Director of Long-Term Creative and a very close friend of Bray Wyatt, tweeted out today, tonight is going to be really special. So, yeah, we'll see what they do on tonight's SmackDown, but it's going to be an interesting show, to say the least. So with that, guys, again, we'll see you guys after SmackDown. Have a good rest of your Friday, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.